test a few things here to make sure the audio is good. Try to get this thing rolling here. Give me one brief moment. Make sure my audio is good. Needs to build up probably 30 seconds before I can start streaming anything, I guess. You can test the audio. Go back to the main page. Going to be looking at Kling AI today. It's a really cool software. Making sure all my streaming is up to date here before I can refresh the page and make sure the audio is good. Still waiting. Okay, there we go. Now it's live on YouTube as well. Okay. We got to make sure that audio is connected. Still waiting. Okay, there we go. Now it's live on YouTube as well. Okay. I think we're all set here. Unfortunately, I had some issues with the last stream and the audio settings or whatever. It looked like everything was working, but it wasn't. So hopefully, in this case, everything is working because I just tested it. I just checked. So anyways, if you have any issues with audio, leave it in the chat here, making sure everybody can hear me. I'm just going to put it in my... spell it wrong. Is my audio good? If you have any issues, let me know, because I'm a one-man show today and trying to get this thing working. And if somebody can see it and can't hear the audio, this might not be useful to them. So I want to make sure everybody can hear it clearly, because on my side, it looks like everything is working. And so according to those metrics, I'm going to continue. So today I'm looking at Kling AI, and this is a great AI software that I've been using for probably 6 months, well, maybe 7 or 8 months now. But there's a ton of different AI tools out there to use. So which one is right for you? Well, it depends. It depends what you're trying to do. It depends what you want to do. And it depends your ease of use. Do you like something that has a lot of features and a lot of bells and whistles, like this Leonardo app here? Has a ton of different features and different settings and whatnot to use, but almost at sometimes it's really overwhelming and maybe convoluted and confusing. The Adobe Firefly now has the Nano Banana 3 or Nano Banana 3 Pro and like a bunch of other features. But the credits thing, like how much does that cost to use it? What are the limitations? And it's somewhat censorship. I don't want to say friendly, like censorship unfriendly, if that's the word, but basically you'll type in an image, and I did one time, it said a man and a woman, and I just said behind or something, like make the woman behind the man, like in position or placement, and it wouldn't do it. And it thought it was like a sexual theme or something. So it would not render the image, and it's Google operated. So it's obviously censorship, pro censorship and limiting. And so it's easy to use, yes, but then also there's a lot of limitation with the Google one. So there's some of these ones, AIs now, that are also censorship friendly, and you can generate adult type images if you wish to. And those ones are a different story altogether. So today, I'm not going to be covering those. I'm going to be looking specifically at Kling AI because they have a new feature out. It's called Omni. And so when you first log in, there's just right over here, this is one of their newest thing. I think it came out just this week or whatever. And so I was using it to create some avatars and some logos, type of images and whatnot. So basically that's what that stuff is. And I was also testing it with like some memes or something like that for this mask wearing moron at the gym here. Just trying to make a fun out of it. So anyways, a couple quick things really. As far as image generation is concerned. Let's see, before I get into that, I just want to share their homepage here. Let's see, make sure I'm on the right section. I just want to share the homepage because if you want to use this app, I do think I have the code. Let's see if I have that code. You can go to this website right there that's in the chat, and I don't know if I can pin that in the chat, and then there's a referral code to use where you can earn free credit. So basically, if you want to use this software and you don't want to pay for it, it's actually really affordable, but there's my referral code right there. And by using it, you'll get credits all the time just by sharing it and just by either signing up or just sharing that, logging in and using the service, you'll get free credits. Now, the credits thing is a little clandestine sort of, because you don't know how many credits really what you're paying for. So for example, if this thing was like 10, 12 bucks a month and you're generating these videos, some of these videos use like 2 credits, 15 credits, two credits for an image. So how much is that in terms of actual dollars? Well, you don't know. It's hard to tell. So it just depends on how much you're using it. But the one thing I wanted to point out, and which is great about the Kling software that I don't see in too many other platforms, is that they give you free credits every single day. And so, for example, today, right here, this is December 13th. This is today. They're giving me 66 credits to use, and I'm going to burn some up just showing you just by having a membership. I got to a certain point where now I have like almost 8,000 credits. They give me 60 credits every day just for being a member and just for using the software every single day. And if I don't use them, they expire. You can see how it says plus 66, minus 66. So I think this is a really cool feature. I don't see a lot of other AI softwares utilizing the same type of business model or feature or whatever. So I think this is really cool. And if you want to use it, that's the way you can use it for free. And I guess they give you some points and credits and badges and all that stuff too. But anyways, and then there's a third part to it. They have a social side of it. So basically, if you go to, let's see, on the home page here, go back to the main page, they have, let me just type it in and show you quickly. Because a lot of AI softwares are trying to do this, getting people to use and share the software and whatnot. So basically, in this regard, they have this gallery right here. So basically, if you don't know how to use AI, but you want to, and you like these styles and whatever, and it matches what you're trying to use, you can use these as a starting point or template. Like this is a cute little cactus holding the strawberry, but he's got multiple arms. Maybe that's okay because he's a cactus. Um, or this cat right here that looks like a deer or something. So you can just jump in here and just hit recreate and make something interesting out of these images. Look at this dancing cat. So, anyways, that's one way to use it. And if you don't really know what you're doing with prompting, because that's really important, you can just find something that you like. And if it suits your purpose, whatever you're trying to do, this is pretty cool here. You can just hit recreate and remix it and generate it. That's kind of interesting. And then you just jump into it once you're logged in or whatever. It'll prompt. Well, actually, that's threw me for a loop because that's Spanish and I don't know what that says. But I don't see any way to translate it either. So that may not be a great example. The image would work, but I don't know what that says in order to change the right word. So basically, this kid playing Nintendo or whatever, let's hit this one. Recreate. And it's Spanish again. What is going on here? Maybe I have my. Is that the same guy? That's weird. Okay, so it's. What about this crab over here? Let's see. There we go. Why were those in Spanish? I don't know. Maybe I could translate it, but I don't want to waste the time to do that. Anyways, this one here just says there's a prompt focusing on the. This is a articulated prompt, and it's like more in depth and in detail rather than just saying crab underneath the water doing this with bubbles. It's pretty detailed, right? So you can go in here and just take some things out, remap this thing to what you want to say. Maybe you want to have SpongeBob floating by in the back or something like that. So basically, that's a good starting point, and you can just edit the prompt and like just type in whatever you want. So changing these type of thing, that might be the way to do it for you. And or they also have presets. So basically, if you start with this crab underwater, you can go to this light bulb down here and click that. Then they have presets for like, okay, do you want this camera to rotate around or steady cam or zoom in, zoom out, these type of things already as presets if you kind of don't know what you're doing with the prompting. So I think this is really cool. And also has sound effects. So you can use sound effects depending on what you're looking for. It'll automatically generate that. And for now, it's free. I don't know if they're beta testing this, but that is one of the features that I like about using the software compared to others. Let's see here. So now that that's out of the way, I'm just going to go into a couple things here. The last stream that I did, I was creating this logo. So we have a platform out of the matrix. The Discord server teaches people privacy, sovereignty, finance, and crypto and stuff like that, right? So this is our logo. This is our guy. And basically inputted an image. So if I go and click on this one, you can see here the prompt. The image was this right here. This right here. This guy working at the laptop computer with the matrix code in front and behind him, and then some stuff in the background there. And basically just using that small image. Keep in mind, the minimum image size is 500 by 500. So if you're going to use a small image, this is what you need right here. And starting with that image, just say right here, create an edgy logo concept. The idea behind the brand name is out of the matrix. It references these type of things, core simulation. And then there was like a preset or like some kind of something that I saw that had to do with the matrix. So I decided to use that as a reference. So that's it. And it created this image here. Now, it's a logo. The text, as you can see, if you're not retarded, the text is wrong. How did I fix that? Well, there's a couple different ways to fix it. And I tried to fix it without leaving the software, and which is really time saving and really useful. So one more way to do that is go around here to in paint. If you can see, I don't want to zoom in too much, but if you just hit in paint, this is basically like kind of using certain features in Photoshop within the application. And I was showing people that you can use this brush selection here because I wanted to add some eyes to this guy. So what I did was I brushed in here to where that face would be, and I just said give him some glowing green eyes or something, and then hit that right here, and I just said give the character green glowing eyes with lasers or something like that. And so basically that's what it did, and it only affected this area, right? Does that make sense? You're painting in the area that you want to change, and then adding that prompt to what you want it to change to, and then hitting generate. Now you can do up to 9 different outputs. I like to do one at a time because maybe it doesn't get it right. And then so you hit generate one at a time and hit in paint, right? So basically, let's just do one as an example. So I'm generating this area here, so it's only going to affect this area. Does that make sense? If I want to give this guy a face or something, that's all it's going to work on, nothing else. So whatever you type in this area, if you said put an elephant in the background, it wouldn't do it, or it wouldn't work because you're only affecting this area here, right? You get the point? So now you can adjust the size of the brush and this type of thing if you want to paint over the whole thing or change something larger. And context, depending on what you're painting on the image, maybe you want something really small change or move a tiny little thing and leave the rest of the image. Oh, whoops, gonna get rid of that. Leave the rest of the image as it was. And then also you have a box selection, which you can grab this whole thing, and maybe that'll affect the whole area if you select the entire area. So I just chose brush selection for now. I'm going to say what I want to do is give this guy an LED typeface, like something with like tech or something like that. So he's got LED lights for eyes, computer typeface or something like that, like a mask that's made out of LED. Give this guy LED typeface. His eyes are glowing and the mouth moves using some kind of lights, like something LED lights or something like that, using lights made out of LEDs, I guess. And let's just see what happens. And then I'll hit one output because that's all I want to do, and then just hit in paint. It'll submit that and start rendering it, and then it'll either jump up to the top, or when it's ready, like you can hit this button here, it's working on it, and you can hit view, it'll jump all the way up to the top, and as it's rendering, it's going to tell you how long it takes. With images, it's short, and with videos, it could be a couple minutes. There we go. There's our guy. So basically, instead of using Photoshop or whatever to do this type of thing, however long that takes, that took a few seconds. So that worked. That gave us exactly what we're looking for. Maybe not exactly, but we can still refine it, and that's the way to do it. You can iterate those things, and if you wanted to see a bunch of different iterations, you did the brush once, and then you just go to the output and say, I want 4 or 5, 6 different outputs. So I did that same, let's see here. I did the same process for in painting for the text. So in this case, I just chose a box selection. It's spelled out of the matrix wrong. I don't know what font that is, and I'll be damned if I'm going to look around online and spend an hour looking for what font that is. So I just selected that C, and I just typed in make the C an X like that, and gave it that prompt, and then it fixed it. And then so that you can see the result, we're going to go down to the one that I favored here. There it is. Oh, that was the video, actually. I jumped the gun. This one, I gave the prompt. I said change the letter C to an X because it was spelled wrong and not spelled it wrong. Then this one fixed it. So these are easy fixes, and there's other ways to outline the text and add your own fonts and do this type of thing. But this was the quickest way to fix it. And just select that letter you want fixed and tell it to change it to something else. And then immediately from this, I gave it the prompt to make this a video because I thought that would be cool to have something on social media, the watermark or something popping out of the frame as like an intro or outro or something creative. And then I just went over here to generate video, clicked this guy, and started typing in the prompt back where we saw text to video, whatever. I just told this guy to like break out of the circle, that he's behind. Break out of the logo, raise his hand, and have some stuff move in the background or whatever. And only had one input right here. So I didn't have the second frame to end, like a start frame and end frame from like A to B. I just did it automatically, and it generated the sound effects and everything, and it came up with this right here, which I think is absolutely awesome. I'll play that for you. So there you go. That's pretty sick. And it's simple, it's dead easy, and as long as you have the concept or idea of what you're trying to do, I think you can do it too. So let's see. The other kind of things I want to cover is there's some other features in here for building an avatar, and I haven't experimented with this. This is like newer features on the software here, but I think I want to. And what I want to do is generate our guy as an avatar. So maybe I can make him speak on social media for us and say, hey, you know, about to watch this video here, and that hooded logo character that I just showed you is now the avatar. Now the avatar is speaking to the viewer and saying, hey, we're about to start our live video or whatever, or live stream or whatever, and we can make that thing say whatever we want. Now the benefit of this is we don't have to be recording ourselves in a studio. We can make this AI avatar say something for us and just type it in, give it a voice and give it a persona and a kind of style or whatever. You can upload video audio from 11 Labs if you have it, or generate something that sounds like somebody else's voice, like a famous person or whatever. The voice selection, it has a bunch of presets here. Let's see, these are different people. There's ones that are like older, that sound older. There's younger people, male, female, professional, different types, ethnic, whatever. So they have their own presets, and you can adjust different things like how quickly they talk, how slowly they talk, and then also emotion, if they're angry, sad, whatever. I like confident or something like this, but there's neutral right here, and you can adjust those settings here. That's built in, or you don't have to use 11 Labs or something like that. Pretty useful. And then the avatar prompt is telling it basically what it's going to do. I thought some of these were hilarious because in the presets they have like these kids, these toddlers here, this anime character.
Yo!
This cat.
Hey humans, it's me, Fuzzy Wuzzy Cathy.
That's hilarious. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe we can use a persona like this, and all we'd have to do basically is give it an image. Look at this Japanese
I'm on my
chick.
way to a coffee house to meet a friend.
Anyway, we can give it a persona, right? So basically we need to feed
Tonight
it
we're gonna
a image sort of like
Tonight
this
we're gonna-
and make our guy 3D, or basically give our
Tonight we're
guy
gonna
a
tear- Tonight we're
thumbnail
gonna tear
like
this place
this,
apart,
2x3
scream
or
loud,
this
and
aspect
if
ratio
you do-
sort of vertical, in order to create him into an avatar. And then we'll tell him what to say and then prompt him to do whatever we want. And then we'll generate that video and choose the output. And then we can use that guy for introductions to our videos and that kind of thing. So I think the first step, really, what I was trying to do is like use this guy as a character and try to create him into an avatar. Now I don't know that it'll work, because if he doesn't have a face and if he doesn't have real eyes, some of this stuff probably doesn't work, because it's relying, at least in my experience, it's relying on
I'm just setting my base
eyes
with some
and a
fave
face
loose
and a
powder.
mouth to move
See that?
in order to make it say certain things, because
Sharing
that's
with. I'm just
how this stuff works. And all these characters here have eyes and a mouth in order to
If you do some-
make this stuff happen.
Hi,
Even
hi.
this
I feel like a little
little
marshmallow floating
capybara
in this
down
water.
here. So
Tonight
that's
we're
what I'm
gonna
thinking is, okay, maybe it's not going to work, but we can try it, and I'll do it really quickly. And I wanted to keep this to a short stream here, about 20 minutes in. So I think in the next 10 minutes, if we can get this to happen, that would be great. And I'm going to, let's see, I can either set this as a reference or go to what they call Omni 1 to create, because that allows you to create photo, video, and this type of thing all at the same time. But I think I'm going to go to set as reference here, and it's going to reference this as an image. And then I will say the subject is important. So this is saying, okay, the slider here is allowing you to say how close you want the subject to the real thing. If you want it to be identical, you would put 100. If you want to be far off from this, you put a lower number. So I'm going to go with like 80, I guess. The prompt is basically, let's just see, a mid-body image of the man in the hoodie And the matrix type background. Let's see, matrix type background. A not a headshot, but like a portrait style. Center of the frame. And so basically that's pretty much it. Let's see if it'll work. And then if there's not any presets here. So we got image reference is referencing this image, and elements is stuff that we can add to it. So basically you can add different styles of something and you can reference the history. So basically if we like something we saw, like matrix type stuff with coded numbers and whatnot, we can add that as a scene, and that might be in the background here. Or we can add that as a reference to say, oh, that face, and then select that type of face. And then also other elements too, like maybe style. So if I go up to the history here and say what style, I kind of like this style with all this coding numbers and stuff, and this is from my history. So maybe I could choose this and just say I wanted that style, that green and black and white. Let's see what it does. Maybe it'll create something out of the background here. And then I'll go to let's see. I will copy this because really, as long as I've been using this, it's quite unclear to me the prompt here for the single reference and the elements. Are they the same? Why doesn't it fill this one in here? So I'm just going to paste both, so it's just at least going to be consistent. And I might as well put this in here from the history of our glowing eyes guy here, and then hit confirm, and then it may let us crop in to say, okay, I don't want the whole image, I just want you to use this part, basically. So what I'm thinking is it's just going to create this guy standing here with the glowing eyes and stuff. Hopefully it'll remove the background and that circle. Whoops. Hopefully it'll remove that circle and that stuff, and then basically just give us what we're looking for with the character in the background here. And reference this stuff. And I don't know what's going to do with the text, so I'm kind of worried about that, but we could try one and just see what happens. So now we're on image. I want this to be 2x3. That's tall. I'll just do 2 outputs maybe, and it's going to use 8 credits to generate. And I think that's it. The scene. Let's see. So the difference here is the scene and the style. So the scene could be kind of likened to the background. So if I want him to be in an airport or like a zoo or something like that, maybe that's the scene, right? The background. I hope it gets this idea that the style is the green and black and white to drop this guy into this type of scene. I don't know what's going to do with the text here, so we're taking a chance, but maybe we could adjust it accordingly and come up with a different background. So I'm going to do it for now and just see what happens. 2 outputs, and there we go. Let's see what happens. Let's see, rolling the dice. Because it's images, it shouldn't take too long. If it's a video, it can take a little longer if you're using the free plan. If you're using the premium plan, your paid subscriber, it renders it quickly because you're paying for this rendering space. So, okay, there's 1. There's 2. So let's see. Interesting. All right. Well, it did it exactly I was expecting. I put the man in the hoodie in the matrix type background. It is a portrait style shot. I can do in paint, out paint to like zoom in, zoom out, add different stuff here. So I might be okay with that because, well, actually this one, he's wearing a hat. So I don't know if I like that because the hoodie, he is wearing the hoodie, but a hat. So I think our character wants to wear the hoodie like this. So this is closer. excuse me. Like I set this as a favorite and try to iterate from this one. So basically go into here and say, set this as a reference. Now you see how one thing, once you do it right, or once you see the one that you like, you can go down that rabbit hole, like branch out from that one. And then you can use that as a reference and move on, moving forward to change certain things about this one. I could do set as a reference and then just try to iterate this guy to make him look a little bit different the way that we want, or I can in paint and just do something different with the face. Whoops. So that might be an option. And then also we can make this guy an avatar, and let's just try that. So let's just try it and see what happens. I'm gonna, after the stream here, I'm almost done with the stream. It's almost been 30 minutes, but after the stream, what I'll try to do is refine this guy a little bit more. So you get the idea of what we're trying to do here. And maybe I can refine it a little bit more. And maybe on the next video, show you exactly what happens with the avatar here, but we can try it. And just to show you how quick and easy it is, maybe it's a good practice and a good tool to try to get this to work. So again, another thing I love about using this software is that it saves these things on a cloud-based folder. And so as we're working in this stuff, we don't have to jump back and forth really between a lot of different things to find these images. And so here we go, a good example. I'm using my image we just created from history, this guy right here, to become my avatar.
Welcome. I'm just
Now, again, I don't know if it's going to work. I have an idea. It might not. But because now he has a face, I think I might get rid of the nose. I don't know if he needs the nose. And a lot of times, like AI robots and stuff, they don't have a nose. So I think I might get rid of that. But anyway, I'm just going to try it and see what happens. I'm going to make him say... let's just do something useful here. So I got this one. Welcome to Out of the Matrix and the Great Resist Discord server. This is going to be 5.9 seconds. So I think, let's see.
Welcome to the Out of the Matrix and the Great Resist Discord server.
So he's got a British accent and he's talking too slow, at least for my liking or whatever I'm trying to do here. So let's see. This is a kid. This is an older man. Do we have anything that's like technical? The reader. Let's see.
Welcome to the Out of the Matrix and the Great Resist Discord server.
What about Eric here?
Welcome to the Out of the Matrix and the Great Resist Discord.
He's a little soft-spoken.
Welcome to the Out of the Matrix and the Great Resist Discord server.
Okay, I kind of like this one. I'm going to increase that speech rate to be 2x, or at least faster than what that is. That will generate this to less than 5.6 seconds, and I think these will generate 5 to 10 second videos, so that should work, I think, unless they change that.
Welcome to the Out of the Matrix and the Great Resist Discord server. Welcome to the Out of the Matrix and the Great Resist Discord server.
Okay, let's change that a little bit slower, 1.4 times speed. This is the prompt. Standing confidently with a glowing mask, the figure exudes an enigmatic aura, blending seamlessly with the digital backdrop. And so I got two options here. This one is saying for a 1080 video at 30 frames per second, it's going to cost me 24 credits. And for 720 at 30, it's going to cost me 12 credits. And I don't really know what else that needs to be set here. Is pretty much it. So I'm going to do this and just see what happens, and let's see what we get here, because everything else is set up except for if he needs to generate something with his hands. Maybe I want him to wearing gloves or something like that. So we'll see what happens. Or maybe I want to zoom in a little bit. Anyway, let's just see what happens. Now this one said rendered time would be 2 minutes, and now it says 30 seconds. And it may drop down to 5 seconds. Again, that's the benefit of using premium plan. And as you can see, there is a link in the live chat, and I'll put it in the comments below this video, the link to use the software and my referral code again, because remember at the beginning of this stream, you can earn credits yourself just by sharing or signing up or just by sharing this app with people that you know the same way. Because some of this stuff can be expensive. And the more that you have to do it and test it and try stuff out, that's where you waste a lot of money. So it's good to practice this stuff, get to know it, get to use it, because then you're saving yourself money by not burning away a ton of credits when you want to get something done. So it seems to me it's been about 20, 30 seconds already. Sometimes I do have the app, it doesn't crash, but sometimes it does take longer than what it says it does. I'll hide this. Whoops. You can leave the screen and come back to it. So for example, you can move around and do other things and jump back to the screen. It's not going to cancel or delete anything. It's being rendered online in a cloud-based server somewhere. And so long as that's generating, even if there's any error messages or something like error messages or something like this, you can always come back to it at a later time and it'll still render it out for you. Okay, here we go.
Welcome to the
Let me
Welcome to the Out of the Matrix and the Great Resist Discord server. Welcome to the Out of the Matrix and the Great Resist Discord server. Welcome to the Out of the Matrix and the Great Resist Discord server. Welcome to the Out of the Matrix and the Great Resist Discord server.
Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I'm actually surprised at how, I think it's great. To me, I think it's great that we did it first try, basically. I want to remove the nose, I think. I want to refine him and make him look a little better, look a little different or something, just to make him look a little different. But I love where it's going. It obviously works. It only took me two or three tries to get this going here. So I want to make it better by refining this photo actually and making him look the way that I want to before I start
the Matrix.
And that's the key takeaway, I think, is that when you go into this thing with a blueprint and you figure out like, okay, this is what I want to look like before I start animating it, then you're going to have some success. And to get there, this could be a picture of you. This could be your dog. This could be whatever. So like, just start thinking about how you want to use these tools to animate stuff that you want to use and animate before you start doing it, because that'll help you in the long run. And you can see with just a couple renders here, what did it take? 3 different, maybe 2-3 different, excuse me, renders. We got something close to exactly what we're looking for. So for me, I'm going to refine him, make him look a little bit different, and start working more on like the scripts and how I want him to sound. You can also go back into the same videos that you've done and add things. So maybe I want stuff that's floating around in the background. I like how it's slowly animated this. That's great.
Welcome to the Out of the Matrix and the Great Resist Discord server.
Different
Welcome
stuff
to the Out of the Matrix and the Great Resist Discord server. Welcome.
In the same way you could do that, I just go over here to the elements and the scene and just maybe drop some other stuff in the scene to use. So that's in the background here, and maybe change the style. Maybe you want to change the different colors or use different glowing neon lights or something like that. There's all kinds of ways that it could come about. So anyways, that's my time. I've been on for 30 minutes. And so I'll just share with you one last thing, is that going to the website. Whoops, that's the dashboard. There's a website right there. It's Kling AI. It can do all sorts of cool stuff for you. It's cheap, it's affordable, it's fast, and there's an affiliate link right there if you choose to use it. And there's a code right there, and you can start earning 66 free credits every day if you're like me. And that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching the stream. Leave any comment that you want in the comment section. I read them all and respond to them all. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much and have a great weekend.